Hello to everyone watching on Facebook, YouTube, the Cooks Collective live stream. If you're watching us live, give us a thumbs up, a wave, hello, make a comment, ask any questions. So what do we
know. Well, it is a Tuesday, isn't it?
It's
It is Tuesday, 12:30, so we are here.
What are we cooking today, Tracy?
This week we are going to show you, or Bryonies going to show you how to cook beautiful lamb chops in a very special way. So before she does that, she's got her pan heating, haven't you, Bri?
Yes. Slightly, we'll get into that in a
Yeah,
sec.
we'll get into that in a second. I'm going to do a couscous accompaniment for this. So we've got some carrots roasting in the oven. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I just want to get my couscous soaking as well. So I've got, I think it's a cup. So fine couscous, and I've got boiled water. That will be ample. I'm just going to keep that like that. So we're going to allow the couscous to soak up the water, and I quite often, if I've got anything hot in the kitchen, I'll actually put my serving plate on top of it. Because do you like that? Yeah, because it will actually warm up my plate. And I know from my nose, the alarm's going off that the carrots are just about done. So we're just going to quickly take them out first, and then on with your bits and pieces. The carrots are looking absolutely stunning. I may turn those around.
Yeah, spots in the oven. All ovens are different.
So I'll show you how to do those later once Bry's shown you this.
Okay.
I'll put them in for another 2 minutes 37 seconds.
So we've got these beautiful loin lamb chops. They're lovely, aren't they? We got them from Reed's.
Yes, nice local butcher.
And I'm going to put some salt on
Reed's
those.
Butchers in Applecross.
Oh, somebody's ringing.
Applecross Village. Maybe they want to
Reed's
ask us.
in Applecross,
yeah.
That's what they're calling for.
Yeah, they're going, hello, this is Reed's Butcher in Applecross.
That's right. Okay, so Tracy's been talking up my trick for lamb chops, and I was like, oh my God, let's put a bit of pressure. Anyway, what I do is pop them in. So my pan, I've only just put a little bit of heat in the pan, just because these cast irons take a while. But generally, I put them into a cold pan, fat down. Let me just do this. So they're all up in, standing up like little soldiers in there. Lamb soldiers. And now I'm going to put the heat up reasonably high. So as the pan heats up, the fat renders out. And you'll notice I didn't put any fat in the pan. I didn't oil the pan.
There's no sizzle today.
No sizzle.
At the moment.
Which is generally what we always tell you to do. Ensure your pan's hot. So the way I started with this was when I went to TAFE, we did a duck and put it in skin side down with the fat, and the fat renders out in a cold pan as it heats up and sort of bastes itself. All right. So that was my theory, and I thought at home, you know,
she's so clever, isn't she?
Give that a try. You can hear the sizzle starting to happen, and yeah, that fat's going to render out. And once I've got a little bit of a crust on the fat side, I will turn them onto their sides to cook through, get brown on either side.
This, have you taken the chops out of the fridge first, though, Bri, just to warm through a little bit?
Yes, of course I have, Tracy.
Okay.
So they've been out of the fridge, so they're not ice cold. We always take the meat out a little bit in advance, so it's not getting a temperature shock from cold to hot. So they're closer to room temperature. Being red meat, we've got a bit of more leeway amount of time they can be out of the fridge. So,
am I going to carry on with this now? Or should we do the lamb chat now?
No, let's go on to, don't you want to get your nuts in or something?
Yeah, I could get my nuts in. I'd be delighted to talk about my nuts in a minute, but I'm just, this is a carrot, and there we are. But I'll take them out. I'll take them out when I put these ones in, I think, because I'll leave them for a couple of minutes. Thank you, Bri. So we're using the 3mm microplane. No, what's it called?
Slicer, mandolin.
Mandolin. I knew it began with an M. I've been forgetting things today. Not usually like me, is it really? But anyway, getting all my words muddled up again. So just to cut these carrots up, you can see how beautifully and evenly they're cut up. So if you're not, if your knife skills are perhaps lacking, or you need to practice a little bit
either
more.
way, trying to get it like
I know, I
precision
do
like
it
that,
like that.
exactly, and the speed that you can do it.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
So
and
I can hear over here. Sorry, finish your glove.
That's all right. We've just got the Moby Kevlar gloves so that you don't cut yourself on the mandolin. And so these are, hopefully we've got these coming in shortly as well.
We're advised that they will be back in stock at some point soon.
So I'm just going to toss these with a little bit of cumin. Ground cumin, up to you. Follow the recipe on this. I'm not, because I'm just showing you.
Freehand.
Yeah. So some nice, it smells amazing. A little bit of salt on there as well. And we've only got the mild olive oil here, which is a bit strange. But anyway, there we go. Doesn't really matter. And give those a bit of a toss around. Just do this.
Oh, throw them on the floor.
Just do this just before you put them in the oven, because if you salt these beforehand, it's probably going to bring out a little bit of moisture on the carrots, and you want the carrots, and I think this is why those carrots are in there, is that they went in just, I just oiled them before they went in, so the oil stays on the carrots, otherwise the salt starts to bring out the moisture, the carrots get wet and the oil slips off. So I'm going to put these ones in and take the ones out that we've got. This is very exciting here. Back to Bry. Oh, I'm going to put my nuts in as well.
So you're going to roast some slithered almonds. And so if you can have a look over here now, you'll see there's fat in the pan, and my chops are lifting up perfectly oil, and it's creating its own...
Now, we were talking earlier as well, weren't we? It's creating its own fat, but you couldn't really do this with a fillet steak.
Could not do it with a fillet steak. It's got no fat.
Fatty.
As in, yeah, that's right. So you need. That's why you need to put that into a hot pan to sear it and get the crust.
Oh my
so
gosh, I would just
I'm going to start like to... Oh, you're showing your carrots. Can I show my...
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to put my carrots...
At this point, I can always pop them up again. But I'm going to put them down on the side now to get some... Now there's fat in there. They can lie down
now
in there.
We've got a sizzle.
Now we've got a sizzle. Pop them on their side. And I want a bit of colour on both sides. And so when I've got that, I'll turn it over. And then, I'll probably pop them back on their side again for a little bit at the end. So
Brilliant.
you've got your nuts in. Oh. So you're just toasting your almonds.
So I want, in the couscous, I want to have some lovely flavours. Now, you can obviously put other vegetables in here, but I'm just going to be putting the carrots. We're just keeping this quite simple because we're spicing up with a little bit of Ras El Hanout, the top of the shop, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But that will spice up the couscous and give it lots of lovely flavours. But you could possibly put in other roasted vegetables if you want, or maybe I'd probably go with something like beans or sugar snap peas or something like that, sort of chopped up, blanch really quickly. Oh my gosh, they smell divine. Blanch really quickly and popped in there, be nice and fresh and green. But I wanted to pop on the top a little topping with slivered almonds, with lots of flat leaf parsley and some little currants. And this comes from, years ago at Mustard Catering, we did I can't remember whether it was a curry or what it was. Maybe it was a Moroccan dish like, preserved lemon chicken or something like that. And we did the currants, the nuts and the parsley on the top, and I loved it. It looks fantastic. It tastes awesome. It gives a really nice texture to the couscous with the carrots. So I then added the carrots to this, and they are absolutely delicious like this. And I tend to buy the carrots, I don't know about you, but I tend to buy the carrots not in the 1 kilo bags, because I find that those are so much sweeter and more delicious,
the loose carrots
than the 1 kilo bag of carrots. So I've spoken to a couple of people at Gilbert's when I go in there, and it's like, why do we have the kilo bags and why don't they taste as nice? And apparently we export a lot of carrots.
Okay.
The good ones we export. Don't understand.
It's like the seafood.
Please, farmers, keep us.
So
buy the carrots that are loose. They are looking pretty awesome, aren't they?
So I've got some nice caramelisation there. I've just sort of moved them around in the pan because there's, once again, sort of hotter spots. And
Oh,
but what I
can do
want to
this.
show you also, if we can get the shot from above, this part of the lamb chop, because it was fat side down, that's cooking more than this part, which is the fillet side. But I like it like that because you don't want that fillet side is so
It's
delicate.
and it's much leaner, isn't it?
Leaner, that's right.
So it doesn't have the fat going around the fillet side. It has it going around that
all right.
the other side.
So see how I've got colour on both sides. Now I'm going to pop them up again into their soldier position. Lamb soldiers. And easy.
Excuse me.
So that the skin can cook a bit more. And this one's curling up a bit, so I might try and hold him down. Whoop. That one's smaller, and so that one's more well cooked. Whoop, whoop. All right, so...
Are you in charge of your chops, or are the chops in charge of you?
No, the chops are in charge of me. Okay, so that's the thing about getting them all to stand up. Stay. So that they can stay on that fat. So I get a bit more crispness in there. And as they're sort of all standing up together, the heat in between them will assist in cooking it through. And I prefer my lamb to be sort of more rare, but if I was cooking it for my son, God forbid there would be some pinkness in it. Needs to be fully
but
cooked.
he's only 30, Brian.
He's not 30, he's 8.
When he grows up, he's 8.
So they're pretty good. And remember, we're cooking meat. We always allow it to rest. So I've got a plate ready to go that's covered. That one's got a bit of thicker fat on it, but so I'm going to allow that to rest. I'm going to take that one off, that one. All right. Woo. And I hate it when I cook lamb chops just after I clean the house, especially the kitchen.
Well, this is the advantage of having a
induction
stove.
Well, I've got
You
gas.
can just wipe it down.
So you have to pull everything off the gas, and you've just made a huge mess. All right.
Oh,
so have a look at that. We've got some nice...
Oh, delicious, Brian.
So my idea is that when you have lamb chops, you want to eat everything and only have the bone left, the little mini T-bone. So yes, I'll eat all the fat and all. Okay, our sizzling stop. Let's let that last one have a little bit longer. And I've turned off the heat. So you can see all the fat that has come out. So we had no fat.
That's amazing, isn't it?
And all that's come out. And now they're going to have a little rest while Tracy finishes up. Over to Tracy.
Exactly like the duck. That's brilliant, isn't it? I can go home now.
Yeah, chops.
All right, so let's have a look and see what we've got under here. So under here we've got the couscous, and
all that water's absorbed.
All the water's absorbed. We were talking about that earlier and saying how much water for couscous, and we came up with, I was going to do a cup and a half, but I had some expert advice from my helpers here in the kitchen, and we went with a cup and a quarter, which is really good because I'm actually going to put on some olive oil, but I'm going to go for the slightly more robust flavour because I do like that rather than the light. So using the paper.
That's toasted quick. I missed that whilst I was doing
Well, it's because I've got my bottom thing on.
Oh, you've got your bottom on.
Thing
All right,
on.
bottom
You
element.
can't see from here, but I have got
well
it on.
toasted.
No, on the oven, the bottom element is on the oven. I'm just going to turn that because I don't want to burn carrots because I might get a bit carried away with putting all of this together. So you can see that I've used a bit of non-stick baking paper on here because it keeps your tray nice and clean, and it just means that you can lift up the carrots like this and go like that. Oh,
except for one. There's always one.
So I just think that that's quite a sort of a handy thing to do. And then I'm going to put some Ras El Hanout. So this is a blend of about 25 spices. Can you name them, Bri, while I'm putting this on?
Saffron. Saffron.
He doesn't. I don't even think Ian Hempel lists these on here. I'm going to put. I don't know what I've got on the recipe, but
it was 2 teaspoons.
It's like really...
Yeah, just to give you an idea, we've got paprika, cumin, ginger, coriander, cassia, turmeric, fennel, allspice, cardamom, dill, and on and on and on. And I won't keep going, but we
It's
know
just one of
that
those
saffron
ones-
is one of the main things. That's
Yeah.
why it's quite pricey.
And it's one of those things that you don't actually want to make at home because there's so many
Yeah,
spices
imagine
in there.
making that.
And every spice mix will be slightly different. So
But we like
really
Herbies.
like Herbies. Really like it.
So you can purchase Herbies online, direct from their website.
Yeah.
Or go to their website and you'll find out where the stockists are.
yeah, there's lots of people who stock it in Perth now. So I'm using the regular Cobram Estate classic flavour because I do like that. And I just think on a little bit of couscous like this, we've got some quite sort of sweet stuff going on
Yeah.
here, haven't we? So a little
And
bit of
I
apple cider
am
vinegar.
not a like fruit in my main meal person, but I really like this with the currants in there. I was quite
I'm
surprised.
exactly like you, and I think fruit in something mustn't be overpowering.
Like
And I
pineapple on a
think-
pizza. Oh my god!
No judgment, of course.
No.
So I'm just going to.
It's a very Australian thing.
I'm going to squeeze out my currants a little bit, but I don't want to squeeze
when
them
I've
out
been-
too much.
Been
'cause I want
to
them
we went to Thai recently,
moist.
and my mum and I got this dish, and we're like, oh
to
god,
Thai.
a Thai
Oh,
restaurant.
a Thai restaurant. Yeah.
We went. We're like, oh my god.
Okay, so I'll tell you, I'm a bit like you. I used to be, because years and years ago we had a girl here who did a Thai fried rice dish.
Yeah.
My nuts are still hot. A Thai fried rice dish. I'm going to put some in, okay, and then I'm going to leave some for the top.
distribute that crunch.
And
sweet.
I was like, pineapple in fried rice? You've got to be joking. It was absolutely brilliant, Bri. Absolutely brilliant. And in fact, there's been a number of times that I've actually tried to look for that recipe, but I can't quite find it. But anyway.
Well, when I
so
was actually in Malaysia, my now
I'll have to cook it
sister-in-law,
for you.
she was making us, what was it, tom yum? Tom yum? Anyway,
Oh.
it was. And pineapple in it.
different In the laksa.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a part of the sweetness,
Yeah,
but it
so I got
needs to
that
be
'cause it's
put
got
in
tamarind.
in the correct ratios,
That's
because
right.
if it's too much, then it's horrible.
All right, so the chops have rested. We've got some nice resting juices there, which we won't waste. And I just had doing the field test. Beautiful.
That's gorgeous. So what we're going to do as well, while I serve this up,
Oh.
do you want to just talk about the chops or not really? Or shall I?
Not
Well,
really.
It's just nothing about like being on the
No,
spot,
that's
because I'm
right.
just going to serve this up. I
So
think
we
this
were
must
talking
be-
lamb loin. So you can get the French cutlet, where they cut. I call it like manicure the chop. Take it off, take it off, and make it look pretty. But they're quite expensive,
They are.
and they don't have as much fat, do they?
No. Oh, you can
Little
get
bit.
them to not cut the fat off, I guess. But I think with the French cutlet, you're not going to get as much flavour as you're going to get from these because of this beautiful rendering down of the lamb. I'm just trying to get this right for the cameraman, because
Yeah.
I've been told on no uncertain terms to get this
Or
in the
get
right
those juices
posse.
on.
Yeah,
So
get
I'm
those
just going to get
juices
this
on.
under there, which is covering up your dish for the moment.
Well, he might not have a look at that. He might just keep looking
Okay,
at my
so
dish.
4/4 chop. We were talking about the 4/4 chop. Is
So we've got a couple. Let me just wash my hands, because otherwise I'm going to touch something or somebody and they're not going to thank me. So we've got the loin chop and the French cutlet here. So from the short loin or the lamb loin is really, really tender. So pan frying, things like that. You can see it's got barbecues. Then you go down to the 4/4 chop, which has got a little bit more fat and sinew through. They've got barbecue and slow cook. But I think if you can barbecue something, why can't you pan fry it?
yeah, same thing.
Oh, I'm quite sure. So I'd be pan frying the 4/4 as well, and then if you want to go down to a long snow cook,
A snow cook.
so don't do it in the summer, has to be
Ne-
in the winter when it's snowing. The neck chop,
Neck
or the
chop.
best neck chop. I've also pan fried best neck chops. I don't see that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay.
Basically, when you've got the neck, which goes up and down like our neck does, it's sort of more of a working part of the beast. So it is, or the animal. So it is much more, it's not as tender, right? So you need a long, slow cook for that. But as we've done with, I think we've done our lamb rump beforehand, it's a really important thing to rest them afterwards. These don't need much resting because they're really tender anyway.
Yep.
It does need a bit of resting, as Bry's shown, and we got all that beautiful juice in there, but it doesn't need a massive amount of resting, whereas a more tough or secondary cut, per se, it's not really secondary, it's just great for different cooking methods, and it just needs a little bit more of a longer rest, like the lamb rump. Once you've roasted that, rest it for 15-20 minutes. Keep it nice and warm plate, cover it, but it just means that the meat literally rests down, because if it's got more everything in it, it's going to go like that more, isn't it? That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. We done?
Bryony's going to taste
done?
this.
We'll
You're going to taste. Bryony's going to taste the chops.
I've got to taste the chops. I'm coming over this way.
Or she might feed me.
I'm going to. No, I'm going to.
No, she's going to eat it herself.
I'm going to go for the.
But this is pretty, isn't it? I love this.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
And put some. What the cameraman even said something. Then I didn't quite catch it. What he said.
I did.
Oh. It's like delish, because you've got all the saltiness on the outside as well, haven't you, of the chops? Really, really nice. Yeah, so she's enjoying that. And what we're going to do is we're going to carry on enjoying that. Just for a
well, I
second.
wanted to say, like, that crispness
Yes.
on the outside with the fat. Awesome.
Works really well.
Yeah.
So enjoy.
That's why I like it.
So we're just going to check now on whether we've got any questions, or indeed whether we've got how many hundreds of thousands of people are going to be watching us around the world right
Did
at
we
this
go viral?
moment.
Did my chops go viral?
Did Bry's chops go
I'm
viral?
giving you
This is,
some.
I might actually turn off the
Exhaust, I'll get it.
I might get my people to turn off the exhaust.
Oh,
Oh, how
to us that's
beautiful
very
is that?
loud, even though, you know. Anyway.
That's beautiful.
Hello from Kathleen.
Hello, Kathleen.
And Merle Ann has joined.
Hello, Merle. Hope everyone's cooked your recipe from last week,
Yeah,
Merle,
the
with the
rump
beautiful
looked
lemongrass.
beautiful.
Actually, I had that I had a couple of leftovers of that, and it almost improved with age. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm sure
that.
the flavour would have infused.
Hello, Mark, Mr. Garlic Man.
Yeah.
From Auckland.
Hello, Ellie from Auckland. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? It's like having friends watching. Oh,
In
yes,
the
you are
kitchen.
friends.
This Bearheads is
Where's she? Somewhere sunning herself somewhere.
that the Solid Techniques pan?
Yes, Chris, it is the Solid
Yeah,
Techniques pan.
which is awesome.
Absolutely.
And that's what, like, I was sort of confident that not oiling it, it would work.
We're looking at getting a few more pieces as well in our arsenal, aren't we? Because they
That's
are
right,
so
in our
good.
retail section, so you can check them out next time.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll say something on Facebook when we get something in stock.
Oh,
Those that
all
want to
the
come
time.
in shopping.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Have we-
Is that everybody?
No, Simon Brooks has.
Simon
that
Brooks.
dish you mentioned is called.
Ah.
I can't remember.
Oh, Simon, well done. I'll go and read that later on. Thank you very much. It is a classic Thai dish, isn't it? And it's absolutely delicious. But whether it's using
Oh, the fried rice.
pineapple, yeah. Whether it's using the pineapple, like the regular pineapple rather than the Bethonga pineapple with all the tops taken off, because that's super sweet.
Right.
So it may be using the pineapple that's not quite so sweet.
Yeah.
But it is a brilliant recipe. I absolutely adored it, and I'm not a fan of pineapple on pizza either. So thank you,
Not
Simon,
that there's
for
anything
that.
wrong with that.
Very, very good. Not that there's anything wrong
Hello,
with that.
Jan.
Pork loin chops would work with fat side down as well.
Absolutely.
So, just to
Absolutely.
reiterate,
Oh, yes,
pork loin chops
Yeah.
would work as well. Awesome. Yes.
Yes, definitely,
Definitely.
Jan. We
But
love a bit of pork on our fork, don't we, Jan?
That's that's right. But yeah, any cut that's got that fat there and
What did you call it earlier? Cap.
cap, the fat cap.
That's what the butcher calls it.
Yeah.
A cap of fat over that particular cut of meat, isn't it?
That's
I
right.
suppose? Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
All right. So next week,
Oh, we've got an oldie. What
yeah,
is-
because this one's yours.
yes.
So
So
I had never heard of it.
yeah, I know. A lot of people haven't heard of it. Coronation chicken. And this is one that my mum used to do in the
Has it got something to do
probably
with
in
the
the
Queen?
80s. Well, it did. It did. Anyway, we'll tell you the story next week about her coronation chicken. But we are. It's really a chicken in a like a curried mayonnaise sort of sauce. It's a brilliant recipe, and everyone sort of. It's one of those things. Oh, coronation chicken, that's a bit old-fashioned, isn't it? But we've slightly zhuzhed it up. And in fact, I got this recipe from Carrie Kelly many, many moons ago. And it's a really delicious. So we're going to show you how to make turmeric rice or turmeric rice and this beautiful coronation chicken, which is like a warm salad. And it's absolutely delicious. So tune in for
That's right.
that next
week,
week.
12:30. Turn your notifications on if you haven't already on YouTube or Facebook, so you'll get notified and we'll be live.
Or you could, of course, join the Cooks Collective.
Yeah, and you'll be notified there.